uleto mako besangi beto mako mekenchi yeto yakiate manchi kameso yeto yako shikama bache ya meseka yomo na bache ya bahaula leo manye ji mukwambile ji leo manye ji mukwambile ji maji adito mabo bumwe bugete mabobo chambe madinanga anshika meso meseka yo shikama bache chambe katombe ye yu ya nangine bache wala nchakuzo wambe
Zie je, ken je alles gewoon.
Ik wil even deze op.
Ja.
Everything that we do right now is very much connected to the revelation of Baha'u'llah. Whenever we have a gathering, when we come together, when we say prayers, it's like having this very beautiful community where everyone knows each other and we're very connected.
Blessed is the spot and the house and the place and the city and the heart.
I know more about my neighbors. I know more the children that live here, the youth that live here. And it all comes down to the teaching and the revelation of Baha'u'llah. It's yes, my family grew, it doubled and tripled a bit.
What Baha'u'llah has given us is the meaning of being indigenous, and being that we have an obligation to contribute to the rest of the world from what God has given us. The last prophets or messengers from God that we've had in our midst, they have talked about winter and springtime, and Baha'u'llah is the springtime.
There is a story unfolding. A story of humanity's progress through history, propelled by the teachings of messengers of God. Messengers guiding humanity through its stages of development, and now to the dawn of its maturity.
Ti tu buti ilina ti ti ni tuki tu ni hoppo inu lukta no na ya no lukta ta ko ilina ti chi nui ga ngata maliktao ninga akito himayo inu tuki hening nitnu.
Now is the time of Baha'u'llah, the messenger of God for this day.
Baha'u'llah's purpose is to unite all mankind, to bring all races, classes, peoples, different backgrounds to be united.
The teachings of Baha'u'llah are inspiring millions of people, transforming neighborhoods, villages, and cities in every country on earth.
Baha'u'llah è venuto per trasformare l'intero carattere dell'umanità, portare un cambiamento interiore ed esteriore nelle condizioni del mondo.
Baha'u'llah's teachings are vast in scope, essential in nature. Their central feature is the oneness of humankind, with all its implications for the transformation of those essential relationships that bind peoples and nations, helping them to transcend all forms of prejudice, to advance the equality of women and men, to uplift the downtrodden, and to foster economic justice. These teachings of Baha'u'llah represent an end to division and otherness. This is the time for the recognition that all people are one family, for the building of a united world that embraces the diversity of its peoples. It is a new chapter of humanity's story, a chapter that began 200 years ago.
Really, the nature of human beings is that, yes, we have a material self that lives in this world and passes away, but we also have a soul that comes from God and is eternal and will continue to last long after the physical body dies.
Baha'u'llah nous enseigne que Dieu nous a tous donné d'une âme et de qualités et attributs, comme la compassion, la justice, le pardon, faisant de nous à la base des êtres nobles. Et que chacun de nous a cette capacité de refléter ces attributs venant de Dieu.
Baha'u'llah says, "Noble have I created thee, yet thou hast abased thyself. Rise then unto that for which thou wast created." Man was created to contribute to the betterment of society, to advance civilization, and one of the ways that he does that is with the knowledge that he is a noble soul, he is a noble being.
Dès nous connaissons que nous sommes l'image de bon Dieu, c'est nous notre semblé avec bon Dieu. À chaque fois que je vois un monde, le plus gros bagage pour me garder, ce n'est pas ni couleur peau, ce n'est pas ni sexe, c'est garder l'âme. C'est lui pour nous garder, c'est à travers ça, nous pourrons comprendre l'autre. Pour nous connaître, nous c'est un seul.
பஹாவுல்லா என்ன சொல்றாரு அப்படின்னா, யாம் உன்னை ஒரே புழுதியில் இருந்து ஆக்கியுள்ளோம், ஒருவரை ஒருவர் உயர்த்திக்க வேணாம் அப்படிங்கிறதுக்காகத்தான் உன்னை ஒரே புழுதியில இருந்து ஆக்கியிருக்கோம் அப்படின்னு சொல்றாரு. இந்த ஒரு விஷயத்தை நம்ம புரிஞ்சுக்கிட்டோம் அப்படியா இருந்தா, ஆண்களும் சரி பெண்களும் சரி, ஆன்மா எல்லாமே ஒண்ணுதான், இறைவன்கிட்ட இருந்து வாரது தான் அப்படின்னு எல்லாரும் புரிஞ்சுக்கிட்டோம் அப்படியா இருந்தா, உலகம் ரொம்ப ஒற்றுமையா இருக்கும். முக்கியமா ஆண் பெண் சமத்துவமும் ரொம்ப காணப்படும்.
Baha'u'llah nos trajo leyes, principios para cambiar, para transformar a la sociedad. Antes se pensaba que las mujeres no podían tomar decisiones, no podían estudiar, pero ya hoy en día, gracias a la revelación de Baha'u'llah, hemos aprendido ahora mismo que nosotras como mujeres jugamos un papel tan importante de poder participar en la comunidad.
God sends messengers or great teachers to us, and each of those teachers have come with a revealed word from God. And the word of God then for today is the revelation of Baha'u'llah. The word of God has the potency, the power to change the human soul. But humanity has to learn to use it. So then it's not just for me, it's not for my personal transformation, it's for the transformation of my community. The more we learn to understand the Word of God, the more we learn to raise our own capacity to be able to make effort to contribute to the betterment of humanity. That's where the Word of God comes alive, when it's expressed in service and worship.
Həzrəti Allahın vəhi əslində dilə gətirmək belə bir olmur. Bilmirsən necə təsəvvür edəsən. Ancaq özün ilk növbədə özün dəyişirsən. Sonra övladların o təlim tərbiyə ilə məşğul olur və onlar dəyişir, ailən dəyişir. Sonra yavaş-yavaş bunu xidmət anlayışını da inkişaf etdirirsən və keçir bu cəmiyyətə doğru. İstəyirsən onu ötürəsən cəmiyyətə.
You see, I love the teachings of Baha'u'llah, where they say that we are like a garden of flowers that has different colors of flowers, different designs, and so on. So we understand that we are one. And as we understand that we are one, then we have to work for that oneness. So in the process of working for that oneness, we serve others, we help others.
It's so easy these days to get caught up in kind of focusing on your own troubles, your own desires, and to live a life around that. Baha'u'llah encourages us to turn away from ourselves and actually to think about others. You notice that actually happiness, it doesn't arrive when you're kind of fulfilling your own desires, but actually when you're assisting someone else or helping them to accomplish something that they couldn't. And that's been a real kind of shift in mentality for me, being able to provide service to the community and encourage others to do so.
وفي مقتطف وايد أحبه من حضرة بهاء الله يتفضل: لم يزل كان إصلاح العالم بالأعمال الطيبة الطاهرة والأخلاق الراضية المرضية. وهذا يخليني أفكر شنو العمل الطيب اللي أنا أقدر أسويه بحياتي اليومية. شنو يرضي ربي اللي أقدر أطبقه بحياتي وبحياة مجتمعي.
Our purpose in life right now is, in service. We still have racism around, black against whites, but even different nationalities. But then, we all come together and we have this bond, and that is like to bring unity into this community and to the world.
Warago ani Baha'u'llah nop mega ipawan meg daytono ho pumogo ani abgapan yawinap warago munin community gapano now day pata penap au nagar muminiwa ap boge now rugatim nasere nega gapan wanapana me atonge baigan warane temune ap kakawa mega apa asewinawa tone nop to began urugone temuna bagan asi gare asi gugu ba bosik mu gare warimon.
El conocimiento Dios nos lo dejó para todos. No lo dejó para que pocos individuos se beneficien de él. El empoderamiento es tener conocimiento de lo que soy yo, de lo que hay a mi alrededor, del propósito que Dios tiene para con la humanidad. Y una vez que uno llega a entender eso, entonces busca la manera de cómo ayudo a los demás para que adquieran también el conocimiento y puedan contribuir a la transformación de acuerdo a sus capacidades.
Que Baha'u'llah vino a enseñar a los pobres, curar, sanar y ayudar a los débiles. Baha'u'llah vino a hacer eso.
The time of change has come. The old ways of doing things is gone. When that cyclone hit us, many of us almost lost hope. The revelation of Baha'u'llah helped us greatly to adopt the spirit of resilience. When Baha'u'llah brought his revelation to China, the impact that it did on this island was tremendous. The power of the force of the cyclone was not able to overcome the spiritual force that was in the people. Instead of the people losing hope, they didn't. They rose up. That is a physical evidence of something in them. They had the revelation of God's power in them, moving them to do things. They didn't lose hope.
The principle of consultation is a way of making decisions in a manner that allows individuals to be focused on the pursuit of truth and the good of the whole.
Attraverso la consultazione gruppi di persone possono condividere liberamente le loro idee e esprimersi liberamente e poi collettivamente con la forza dell'unità del gruppo tramite la consultazione si prendono delle decisioni collettive. E quindi il fatto di poter costruire concretamente l'unità è un dono immenso che Baha'u'llah ci ha dato.
Baha'u'llah a fait quelque chose d'extraordinaire. C'est très difficile de voir les gens qui n'ont pas été à l'école avec les gens qui ont fait de très grandes études ensemble. Et ces gens-là discuter sur un point pour trouver un point de vue.
Consultation can serve as a means for giving voice to the masses. Baha'u'llah teaches it's for everyone. All of us, we're absolutely encouraged to participate in this process. And it's also closely related to attaining justice on our planet in that all groups have the right and the privilege and the duty to participate in a consultative process.
We live in a time when it's becoming increasingly difficult to hide how many people in the world are suffering, like how many injustices, how many challenges humanity is facing. We don't just want to get rid of injustice, we actually want to build justice. When we come together with others to find strategies, solutions, ways to address many of the complex challenges that we face in society, we have to do so in a way that builds unity, in a way that strengthens collaboration, that builds consensus. Baha'u'llah teaches that the faculty of justice, the faculty of our soul that allows us to distinguish truth from error, allows us to be fair-minded, to treat others in equitable ways, is essential to that process. In fact, justice is the greatest instrument for the establishment of unity.
Uno ahora tiene una visión más amplia de lo que significa la unidad. Y tanto de diferentes culturas, lenguas y etnias, somos los mismos porque somos hermanos de un solo Dios.
The world is in great turmoil, and the minds of its people are in a state of utter confusion. We entreat the Almighty that He may graciously illuminate them with the glory of His justice, and enable them to discover that which will be profitable unto them at all times and under all conditions.
The change called for by Baha'u'llah is of amazing magnitude. He's not just calling for cooperation in social structures and in interpersonal relationships, but he's calling for a reconceptualization, a rethinking of relationships such that they embody the principle of the oneness of mankind. And it's going to require collaboration with others, interaction with others, and learning from experience, and then weighing things against this magnificent, huge vision.
बहाउल्लाह का सपना है कि विश्व में एकता आएगा, तो मतलब ये निश्चित है कि गांव में एकता आएगी। कुछ लोग और हम भी ऐसा महसूस कर रहे थे कि ऐसा संभव नहीं है। कारण है कि सभी लोगों को एक सूत्र में बांध लेना ये तो संभव नहीं है, क्योंकि सबका सोच जो है वो भिन्न भिन्न है। लेकिन अब पता चल रहा है कि बहाउल्लाह का जो सपना है वो निश्चित आने वाला समय में साकार होगा, और उसका प्रतिफल अभी दिख रहा है हथवंश समुदाय में। कुछ बुजुर्ग लोग, कुछ युवाओं और सभी का जो बातचीत होता है तो उसमें विचारों की एकता देखी जाती है।
Bahá'u'lláh igam, saya spirit lo, every stone lo kakai, iko lo all man we. Suppose you me follow tok lo Bahá'u'lláh or revelation long him. You me stab lo paradise finish lo all homes lo you me.
Vengo de la comunidad de Panamá, de una comunidad indígena, una comunidad que estaba sumido totalmente en analfabetismo. Pero cuando la revelación de Bahá'u'lláh llega ahí, afecta el pensamiento, afecta la cultura para generar un cambio y una transformación desde adentro, de su pueblo mismo. Bahá'u'lláh habló del papel de la educación, de una familia, de un pueblo, de una raza. Y por primera vez los amigos entendieron que la educación era una señal poderosa para la liberación. Sí, la revelación de Bahá'u'lláh ha sido como una luz poderosa que ha sido capaz de transformar a un pueblo, el de nosotros. No es posible que esto pueda transformar a cualquier pueblo en cualquier parte del mundo.
The mission of Baha'u'lláh in this day has a different scope from in the past, in the sense that we are talking about establishing a new civilization, basically a spiritualized world civilization. We are trying to learn how to build different kinds of communities, really create a different culture that reflects the teachings of Baha'u'lláh. One dedicated to service, to collaborating with others in great endeavors, in unity, working with peoples of all backgrounds. That is the conception of religion that we find in Baha'u'llah's revelation, one that is leading us toward the next stage in humanity's evolution, which is the unification of the human race.
There is a story unfolding. It is the story of humanity's encounter with God. An encounter playing out around the world, in villages and neighborhoods, towns and cities, in which every soul is a vital participant. It is an encounter full of promise and illumined by the words of Baha'u'lláh.
Béni est celui qui préfère son frère à lui-même.
In the garden of thy heart, plant naught but the rose of love.
كلكم أثمار شجرة واحدة وأوراق غصن واحد.
Тэгэхээр дэлхийн ертөнцийн нэг л улс орон хүндрэлтэн төөний иргэд юм гэж одоо хэлсэн байдаг.
Свет единства так могуществен, что может осветить всю землю.
The aim of this wronged one, in sustaining woes and tribulations, in revealing the holy verses, and in demonstrating proofs, hath been naught but to quench the flame of hate and enmity, that the horizon of the hearts of men may be illumined with the light of concord and attain real peace and tranquility.